Weather versus my Virginia Huskies. The husky ones that have been on the vine for a long time are still doing pretty good, but unfortunately we had a whole crop of small little Virginia Huskies coming out, and they have succumbed to the cold weather, like the leaves. See, it's just like crunchy already because it's been frozen. So I'm gonna have to start harvesting some. Oh boy, look at all these small ones. Shucks. That's probably edible, but I'm gonna work on some of them. But I just want the big, huge ones to come out with good seed so that I can save those. Well, we'll see. The end is near. Okay, so here we go. A little exploratory stuff. Been leaving a lot of this on here, just hoping it'll kind of dry out on the vine. As long as the stem were still green, then I figure it's extracting the juices out of here. But I'm gonna take one of these, this one here, I don't know. It's pretty light, and I think it might be very easy to clean. My biggest situation though is like this huge one, still really moist inside. But I want the seeds for those. I want the seeds from the big ones. So I'll probably take this one and cut it off and put it in the processing area. Yep, there we go. It should be the brightest time of the day. It's practically like night. It's been wet and gloomy all day. Oh, there's some buzzards going around here, checking out my chickens. These guys are all heavy, full of juice. It's just, the vines are pretty much done, but I just haven't cut them yet because they are so heavy. But I'm gonna have to do that. Maybe this upcoming week, I'll go ahead and cut them and start pulling down the old vines. Yeah, they're pretty heavy, a few pounds at least each. And then we get over here to the Virginia Huskies, and all these new little babies that it threw out are pretty useless. They're not gonna ever get much bigger than what they are. This one looks more like the other type. This is what I kind of wonder about with the Virginia Huskies, if this is kind of what I'm shooting for, but if they revert back to their lineage or whatever, they may look more like a normal luffa in here. But then because I've got two kinds in here, I can't really tell. And then we've got the ones hanging there. And I don't know, because they kind of here look like a regular luffa, but this one looks quite a bit like the apple luffa, except bigger. And then the Virginia Huskies. And I took this whole vine down already. Got it all down there, just flattening out, decomposing. Do some yard cleanup as soon as the weather gets decent. Let's go take a look in the back and see what those are doing there. Ducks and goose love the day like this when it's so wet and soggy. Get out of here. Go on. Nobody wants you over here. Get out of here. Go on. Go on. These guys, they mostly just ride the air current. They look for stuff that's already dead. And end up with a lot of them, but I did see a hawk fly out of the trees right outside of the chicken coop this morning when I let him out. The colors of winter, or the lack of color, is starting to take over, but everywhere I went yesterday I was noticing just really bright color. and the trees and everything around. You can see how red the neighbor's tree is, and how this maple tree goes to full-on yellow. I wanted to take some pictures yesterday because it was so clear, the colors were really intense, but I didn't get a chance to do that. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow and I can go see what's out there. Okay, into the backyard section. This is actually the middle backyard section. So I've got the regular cylindrica type luffas in here, and some snake lufas still going in there. Vines have pretty much had it. Everything's pretty much ready to cut. The cylindrica, the Virginia Husky down there, another cylindrica. And like I say, back over here we got the snake lufas. I might just get a couple of those out of it this year. And on this side, still the cylindrica. And then we get into here where a bunch of the snake luffa was growing, but these are mostly all cylindrica, I guess. I don't even know if that's really the right name I should call them, but that's what I call them. Or the normal luffa. You can see this snake luffa slipped in here too. Pretty long. Yeah, everything is just about ready to go. My hyacinth beans, I went and tried to pick them yesterday, or the day before yesterday, but it's pretty wet. I'm gonna have to see if I can dry them out enough to get them picked. So again, here we are with the snake luffa, my various trees that the luffa took off and used as a trellis. I gotta dig them out of here. And then we got a few small snake luffa, another cylindrica, and an apple luffa. Going back to these vines over here, the hyacinth beans and the luffa are what killed off this pole here. Oh no, I was just thinking about this last night. I got some shark fin melons that have been sitting out here, and I thought, oh, well, I'm going to get some, but they were at the end of the season, so I didn't really think I would get any out of them. But I was afraid last night that something was going to come in here and decide to take a bite out of them. Sure enough. Well, is it you guys? Did you guys eat these? Huh? Were you the ones eating that? Yep, probably. You guys were the ones that ate it, huh? Oh, my poor shark fin melon. I'm gonna have to try some more next year. So, and we got these vines here, which are a lot of the, let's say, like cylindrica type ones. I got to harvest ones. It's not so much the cold that does these under as it is the wet. Once everything gets so wet and soggy, and that's when they want to do the mold thing. And I should just get them all cut, hung up in the back, and be done with that. And then these guys over here, which are a bunch of the Virginia Huskies. My nose gets so runny out here. All the Virginia Huskies, which are kind of on the edge of the apple, and Virginia Husky. And all of these other cylindrical ones. There's more Huskies in here. And I got another vine on that other side, which has just a few left in there. But by tomorrow, I think I gotta get in here and cut all this stuff down. Let's take a look in the back here. So Paul, these are the only two shark fin melons that came out. I was worried about it last night that someone was going to probably start mentioning them, and sure enough, the chickens found them and started eating them this morning. They're nice and young. I don't know if people eat them like that. I was hoping to get the seeds out so I can send to you, but at any rate, we did manage to pull off two just before the end of the season, and that's those. So I've got this spot back here that I've been putting these luffas out to dry in, Uh-oh. We got squirrels munching. No. Darn squirrels, I was afraid might start to attack these. Especially when they're like this fresh. They're probably pretty edible looking to them. But I got a lot of the normal type loofahs. I got a little bit of the apple loofah. And another one, Virginia Husky. Got a whole bunch drying out here. Actually, a lot of these have been out here a few weeks. They're starting to dry. Not the most moisture-proof area, but it works. It's out of the rain.